If you'd like to choose the next keyword, oi, oi, we're closing it in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Chronic. Chronic, what is our new keyword? Pint. The top Pint post. Oh my God. Am I the asshole for asking a mom in my group if she needed someone to talk to about her drinking? A new woman joined my mom group about 2 months ago, Sherry. At first, she seemed great. Nice, funny, smart, has 3 young kids who are awesome. We like having her around. Except me and Lauren noticed something. Every single time we'd get together, Sherry would try to make it into a wine night. Hang out to let the kids play at the playground in the evening, she'll bring the wine. Hanging out after school sign-up day, wine time. Kids' birthday party come around. Well, she's got the beverages, including the wine. Every single time we hang out, she has to have a glass in her hand. The glass turns into a bottle. The issue is that she does not seem like she's had an entire bottle of wine. So about 2 weeks ago, we had all planned on getting the kids together and going to a great water park. Obviously, water plus alcohol is a dangerous combo, especially with kids. So when Sherry pulled out a pint of Tito's, Tito's? That's not wine. Waved it around, telling everyone she had a quote-unquote little treat for the moms, I felt like I had to say something. I said, oh, I don't think it's good for us to mix alcohol at the water park like that, especially with the kids around. She said it would be fine. She does it all the time. Yeah, Tito's is vodka, yeah. At this, I was kind of more alarmed. So when it was just the two of us, I said, Sherry, are you okay? Do you maybe need to talk to someone about your drinking? Okay, so it was just the two of them. She looked shocked and said no, and then acted like I was absolutely crazy. She said she had no idea where I got that idea that her drinking was absolutely normal and that quote unquote where she's from, Atlanta, ? It's perfectly normal for people to drink at social gatherings. I said, okay. And that I was concerned because I've never hung out with her when she hasn't been drinking. She got defensive and told me that she didn't like people up her ass monitoring her. After that point, her mood was soured for the day. Lauren told me that it was a good thing that I said something, but 2 of the other moms said that it was going to cause a huge issue and that now Sherry's talking shit about me being a busybody. I was not trying to shame her, but I know how being a stay-at-home mom can turn people into addicts real fast, and I didn't want to see her end up that way. Am I the asshole? Edit number 1. Okay, you guys have all shown me that drinking a whole bottle of wine multiple times a week at normal everyday things like the playground or someone's backyard is completely normal social drinking behavior. I'll apologize to her and back off. That's not really behavior I've been exposed to, so maybe that's why I'm surprised. Before she joined, it would be common to have some wine around for things like birthday parties or barbecues, but not just for watching the kids play on a normal weeknight, maybe many times a week. I'll apologize. Final edit. Some of you were right that my last edit was about 45 minutes after I posted, when most of the yes, the asshole comments happened, and I was really shocked by the defense of her drinking. I sent this post to Lauren, who is going to chat with the woman who is kind of the head of the circle, and we're going to work out a plan to stop Sherry's drunk driving at the... We're going to work out a plan to stop Sherry's drunk driving at the very least. I recognize that addressing the issue with her at the water park, we were in fact alone together, it was not in front of anyone else, wasn't the best choice. I guess I have never confronted a problem drink before. I didn't really know what to say. I'm glad to know that drinking an entire bottle of wine in one sitting multiple times a week is in fact not normal. Top comment, physician here. This is an example of the cage questions. 1, have you ever cut down on your alcohol intake? 2, do you get angry when you are asked about your drinking? 3, have you felt guilty about your drinking? 4, do you need an eye opener? The wine-carrying woman is bringing alcohol to every gathering of moms plus children. It's not appropriate to bring alcoholic beverages to playdates for children, so your concern about her behavior is correct. What you've described are not adult-specific activities where alcohol would be acceptable. You did not mention a parent-only get-together where adults might chat about without the children present. Info. Has she ever driven home from any of those events with a blood alcohol level that would qualify as a DUI, even if she didn't seem impaired? On average, a full bottle of wine would take about 5 hours to metabolize. Edit. I've been corrected. It takes over 10 hours to metabolize alcohol from a bottle of wine. It would take about 5 hours after finishing a bottle of wine for the BAC to drop low enough to be under the legal limit, 0.08, for a DUI in most jurisdictions. That means 5 hours after finishing the whole bottle of wine, that person will have measurable alcohol in their system and might still be over the limit. The rate of elimination varies based on several factors. And OP responds, I guess I'm a little confused admittedly because some people are saying this is completely normal behavior. For me, drinking at a party or barbecue would be normal, but not for play dates. I'm so lost. These events are rarely more than 3 hours, so yes, she absolutely would have driven home many times before the alcohol would metabolize. That's one of the things that made Lauren worry about her. So the edit comes from addressing comments, it sounds like. I know being a parent can be rough for some people. Every fucking time I forget about it. Every fucking time. It's so good. The first post was more about, am I the asshole for asking at all? And the edit seemed more like, hey, since you asked, this is other stuff that's going on. This is why I'm worried. Yeah. That's what I get from it, for sure. I'm thinking not the asshole. If we're honing in specifically on the confrontation, she asked technically privately between just the two of them. Granted, it was at a water park at an event, but she was still like technically quote unquote in private. You know what I mean? Even the way that she brought it up, I feel like does not make her an asshole. I think I'm pretty safe on not the asshole. Alder over here like, whole is good. Also not related to our current conversation regarding censoring and algorithmic practices for YouTube. I just want everyone to know that I think whole is good. Am I the whole for giving my dad his money back in front of his other kids and telling him he was no longer welcome at my graduation? Oh yeah. Oh, it gets spicy. My graduation ceremony is being held next week. My dad has given me some money in advance to pay for the party. I live mostly with my mom, but they were supposed to be hosting the event together. Dad and I have a rocky relationship. After my parents divorced when I was 4, they split custody of me and he was able to stay a good dad. When I was 10, he met Jane. Jane had 3 kids, twins, and a single kid. They got married when I was 12, but I would say even before that, I felt like he prioritized her kids over me a lot. He would cancel plans with me if they wanted to do something and would either do the thing with them or force me to go and say it was even better than our plans, when for me, it wasn't. Think going for a hike with me versus taking them to an indoor play area, or seeing a movie with me versus the kiddie park. One more example is when I was given a ticket for a concert my dad and I both love. He was supposed to buy a ticket to come with me for some father-son time, but actually spent it with his youngest stepkid who wanted their room painted. He told me at the last minute, and it hurt. There are other times stuff like this happened. He didn't show up at the hospital when I broke my arm because one stepkid was getting their tonsils out and wanted both him and his wife there. He told my mom over the phone to tell me he was proud of me for being brave and understanding, even though I never said that shit. This hurts. This hurts my heart a little bit. When I would bring this stuff up to him, he'd tell me it was natural to feel jealous of sharing his attention. That was all he would say. In 2019, he told my mom he would split the cost of a trip I wanted to go on with one of my clubs because she didn't have the money all by herself. Mom had her half saved. We told my dad he needed to pay. He said bills were tight and it was the twins' birthday and that the money needed to go on something for them. He told me we could do something as a family when the trip happened instead. I told him to forget it, that he was making it clear who was more important and I was going to stay with mom where I actually mattered. Mom borrowed money to cover the other half of the trip. Dad told me he regretted making me feel less important and we were working on things, and then the graduation money was given about a month ago. Then a week ago, he called and told me how one of the stepkids was being bullied, how bad of a time they're having it, and with that money, they could help cheer them up for their birthday. Oh my God. 2 days later, I showed up at his doorstep, gave him the money, and told him I didn't want to see him or his new family at my graduation, and that he had chosen who was more important, so he better stay out of my life. His stepkids and 2 younger biological kids were there. I didn't stick around. He called and told me we needed to talk it out like adults, and that I had hurt the kids' feelings. His wife freaked out on me, so I blocked her. Yeah, he's been trying to talk it out his whole f***ing life. And now that it affects him personally, and now that his new wife's kids are like, oh, that made me feel bad, we need to talk it out like adults. No, you need to go f*** yourself. I totally forgot we got here because of Pint. He was supposed to buy a ticket to come with me for some father-son time, but actually spent it on his youngest stepkid who wanted their room painted. That's how we got here. God damn. Huge. Yeah, not the asshole. Tell your deadbeat dad off. Tell him off. He deserves to hear it. Refresh. The top refresh hole. What? Am I the hole for using my husband's money to pay for my daughter's Apple iPhone that he broke? Jackie Daytona, regular, normal, human Twitch streamer, forbid princess, on hole inspector. If it was a deliberate, not the asshole, it was an accident, a discussion is in order. I tend to agree with you. Caged Corvid. God, Jackie Daytona is just so cool. Wish he'd come around more often. Well, gay kerfluffle, I've got good news for you. Jackie Daytona comes very often. My daughter is 16. She had her old phone for 5 years and always wanted a new phone. I'm the only one working right now since my husband decided to take a quote-unquote break from work after he inherited some money from his dad. Sounds like a lazy sack of shit to me. I saw that she did pretty good in school despite having mental health issues that had gotten in the way of her focus before, and so I decided to keep her encouraged and reward her by getting her an Apple iPhone that cost a good sum of money. I bought her the iPhone, and quite honestly, I haven't seen her this happy in a while. It was refreshing for me because she really went through some hard time in the past couple of years, emotionally and mentally. My husband wasn't happy with this, and he said the iPhone will only distract her from school and chores. But that wasn't true. In fact, it encouraged her to do more. But he still said I shouldn't have spent that kind of money on an iPhone that she might be irresponsible with and break. My daughter picked up on this attitude towards the iPhone, but I told her to ignore him. Days ago, I found out that he broke the iPhone. I asked why, and he said that he asked her to get him something from the toolbox in the garage, but she was on the iPhone and ignored him. He used this incident as evidence that the iPhone was a bad influence. Oh, he did it on purpose. Oh my God, what? He used this incident as evidence that the iPhone was a bad influence, but I yelled at him and demanded he replaced it. He said he wouldn't, so I took the money out of his account and paid for a new iPhone and gave it to my daughter. He saw what I did and went off on me, calling me vicious and awful, and accused me of stealing his father's money and demanded the money I took, every single penny, back. I basically told him it won't happen. He got his mother on me, saying I'm setting a terrible example for my daughter by getting her a phone paid with his money I stole from her dad. My husband said he won't speak a word to me till I fix this, but I already said I owe him nothing. Am I the a-hole for this? Oh my God, wait, like for real? I gotta see if there's any like comments from OP specifically. His mom lives 15 minutes away from us. He goes to stay with her after every fight. He gets her involved every single time. His mom, please tell me you heard the gag from PS in the background there. His mom has her own problems. He keeps burdening her with things that are not her concern, and she even expressed how tiresome having to be put in the middle like that. You know from what my daughter told me, she was in the living room when he was in the kitchen fixing the faucet, and he shouted for her to come get something from the toolbox that he keeps in the garage. My daughter wasn't wearing earphones or anything, so she heard him, but she responded to him asking for a minute because she was finishing a text to her best friend to ask about homework. But before she could even send it, he snatched the iPhone from her hand and smashed it and started scolding her. Then she went upstairs. He actually used the part where he had to get the item from the toolbox himself in the argument, aside from his claim that the iPhone was distracting her. I hate it. I hate everything about the situation, and it's becoming suffocating, to be 100% honest. I'm aware that this conflict at hand indicates to bigger issues, and I'll be lying if I told you that I have the tools to deal with this. I don't have a support system, my family are distant, and money barely gets by. Our financial situation has never been good either, but I have been considering taking space for a while, and he and I have been having issues. Now it's gotten to my daughter, and I'm aware and I won't let it continue. No, real kerfuffle, 100% divorce. This is ridiculously controlling, manipulative behavior at its core. And it's not even, you're not even putting on a facade. You are just trying to control the household in a very active, manipulative way. In a very violent, manipulative way. Comment from OP, yes, I'm pretty sure he was looking for an excuse to show me that I made a bad decision in terms of getting my daughter the iPhone. I already told him how this has been affecting her mental and by extension her physical health, but he kept saying that she's fine and doesn't need to be spoiled even when it's my money. I say my money because we both don't share finances, which is his request because of his previous failed relationships and marriages. Oh my God. Oh my God. Where is it? Where is it? Girl, run! Get out of there! Take your daughter and run! My God! So he is mentally, emotionally, and financially abusing his wife and daughter. Oh, yeah, there it is. He is not the love of your life. He is literally just a man. Hit him with your car. My God. Yeah, anyway, not the asshole. Anyway, we've probably got time for one final hole. We're doing a giveaway to choose the keyword for the final hole. And the winner is, like a lot of bees, prescription. Oh, you're one to get angry, huh? You're looking to get fucking irate today, huh? Yep. Am I the hole for not letting my brother and sister-in-law see my daughter after they threw away her medicine? I have a 4-year-old daughter, Emma. I am an alcoholic, and I've been sober for 2 years. My brother was Emma's court-appointed guardian from when she was 15 months old to just before her 3rd birthday. I had to fight for almost a year to get her back. My brother and sister-in-law are upset that I, quote, took Emma from them and have called CPS on me numerous times and make it clear that they don't trust me to take care of my own kid. They love Emma and Emma loves them, so I try to take her to see them a couple times a month. A couple weeks ago, Emma caught the stomach flu from someone at her preschool. I'm in school full-time and had a midterm that day, so I asked my brother to watch her for a couple hours so I could take my test. Recovering alcoholic. Recently-ish reunited with her daughter. Taking care of her. Going back to school trying to get her life together. Okay. They said they were happy to take her, so I brought her to their house that morning with her medicines, a schedule saying that she's supposed to take which medicine and the dosage, a bottle of Pedialyte, and a few changes of clothes. I came to pick her up after the midterm, and half of her medicines, her clothes, and her Pedialyte were gone. When I asked about it, they said they threw away all of her medicines and the Pedialyte because they were liquids and they were already open, so I could have put something in there to make her sick or sleep. Not that it helps much, but I never hurt my daughter or gave her anything that wasn't recommended by her pediatrician. They also said I shouldn't give her Tylenol and Motrin. Then I asked about the nausea medicine prescription. That's how we got here. And they said they didn't think she needs a prescription. She doesn't. I'm so angry I can't read straight right now. I asked about the nausea medication prescription, and they said they didn't think she needs prescription meds for the stomach flu. They also felt that her clothes weren't good enough for her, so they gave it to the neighbor for their garage sale and bought her new clothes, meaning they most likely took her shopping when she was sick and should have been resting. Oh my God. Oh my God. You are... To spite your sister, you are putting your little niece through negligence. I left with Emma and haven't spoken to them since, except to tell them they will not be allowed anywhere near my kid unsupervised. I'm working on Thanksgiving, so I was going to drop Emma off with my parents so she could see my family, but I still don't want her around them without me, so I'm leaving her with her babysitter instead. Now my family is giving me a hard time for not letting my brother and sister-in-law see Emma. They are excusing what they did by saying they were just worried about her. That's not your child. You didn't take her to the pediatrician. You didn't take her to the fucking doctor. You have no say in this. And you threw away her medicines as prescribed to her by her pediatrician. Oh my God. Am I the asshole for not letting my daughter see my brother and sister-in-law? There's an edit here. I'm gonna dig into the comments after this, but like, just reading this edit without going into the comments first is so cold. I'm not going to do the postcards. It'll be a lot cheaper and easier to send an email saying that we moved after we get settled in. Top comment, not the asshole. Your brother and sister-in-law are sabotaging your brother and sister-in-law are sabotaging your recovery and relationship with your child. I wouldn't be surprised to see them talk negatively about you and your history as she gets older. You may need some distance to feel safer and have the mental capacity to deal with them. And then OP responded, they don't know this, but Emma and I are moving across the country in February. I think the space will be good for us. It just keeps getting better. I feel like I had a lot of catharsis just knowing that the edit afterwards was we're moving cross country and not telling them about it. The ding dongs are good. They have cream filling. I'll give you some fucking cream filling, Nicole. You ever think about that? No. You only think about yourself and not about my cream. Don't look at me, okay?